Welcome in, grab a seat, and join me courtside as we talk your Miami Heat. Welcome on into another edition of Miami Heat Basketball Beat. I'm your host, Michael Furley. And as always, I'd like to thank all of you who are joining me once again today. We're coming to you moments after the game where the Phoenix Suns took on your Miami Heat. And boy, did we have a fun one tonight. All right, let's set the stage real quick. You had your Phoenix Suns coming in at 24-15, starting a long road trip up against your Miami Heat, who have been struggling on a 3-game losing streak, coming in at 20-19. They're currently 8th in the East. And Norm Powell was back, so we had a starting lineup of Davion Mitchell, Tyler Hero, Norman Powell, Andrew Wiggins, and Bam Adebayo. And my, oh my, the first quarter got off to a blazing start, especially for one of our most struggling stars here. Bam Adebayo started off that first period 4 for 5, including 2 for 2 from downtown. And right off the bat, we were able to see that Spo made some coaching decisions finally, as we've been yelling for this, or at least I have for the past several weeks here. And he must have listened to our show because he pretty much went exactly what we were talking about here. All right, you might ask me, what are the changes that I noticed that Spo made? Well, first of all, he changed his rotation. As I told you, the back half of these first quarters and third quarters have been killing us, and he completely changed. He had Norm Powell play the entire first quarter, the entire 12 minutes, so one of Powell or Bam was always on the floor. The first two subs to come in were Pelle Larsson and Kel'el Ware, I think, or maybe Hawkes came in first, but nonetheless, Hawkes came in first, then Pelle Larsson and Ware, and Jovic was the last one in. He did come in with about 4 minutes left in the first period. Played awful like always. We're going to show you a little thing I like to call a little bit later here. And he only played 2 minutes of the second quarter, so he played about that first 6 minutes, and I think he came in for about 15 to 20 seconds late at the end of a foul shot to get one of our guys in foul trouble off the court for like the last buzzer shot. So essentially, Jovic played 6 minutes. He gave him a chance in the first quarter. He was the last sub in instead of the first sub in, and he showed why he should not be on the court. We're just going to get right into it right now, as he only played early in the game. My little segment I like to call Jovic loses the ball.
Jovic losing the ball.
All right, let's get into his losing the ball. Let's see what we got here. All right, he's dribbling. He just gets in trouble and just throws to the other team. He doesn't know what to do or where to go. Drives. He has Ware in a lob there, actually. Oh, man, God. He has no court vision at all. All right, this is a different play, but it looks very similar just to the other corner. Now he gets the ball, and he's going to drive from the middle and just throws it out. There we go. Has no idea what's going on. And that is another rendition of
Jovic losing the ball.
All right. We'll get into it later. We actually cut our turnovers down quite a bit in this particular game, although Jovic had a very high percentage of the team's total turnovers despite only playing those 6 minutes. All right, so at the end of one, your Miami Heat were up 36-28, had a nice scoring quarter here, led by Bam Adebayo, who led the first quarter with 10 points. Like I said, 4 of 5 shooting, 2 of 2 from downtown. Hero added 7 points on 3 of 4 shooting, 1 of 2 from downtown. Davion Mitchell did not take a shot. Wiggins made 2 of his first 3 shots for 4 points, 0 for 1 from downtown. Hawkes came in and was starting off hot here, 3 for 5 with 6 points. Kel'el Ware made his first 2 shots, including a 3-pointer. Larsson and Jovic did not score, did not take shots, and Powell was 2 for 6 for 4 points, but he was 0 for 4 from downtown in the first frame. He got a little bit of a breather, Powell did, to start the second period. And then we had here, let's see. We got some highlights we're going to go over a little later. I'm just going to run down them verbally here as we'll break them down a little more with a video set here. But early in the second quarter, after that Jovic turnover we just showed you, Mitchell had a nice drive and kick to Jaime on I believe it was a dunk on a back cut to get 11-point lead there. Then we had another assist from Mitchell out to Powell for his first 3-pointer of the game to extend the lead to 15 points, 57-42, with about 4:44 left in the second quarter. And with Powell missing his first 4 in the first quarter, making that three-pointer at 4:44 left in the second, came right back down and made another three-pointer to keep the lead at 15 points as they were trading baskets at that point with the Phoenix Suns. So going into halftime, your Miami Heat actually extended the lead to a 17-point lead, 71-54. They outscored Phoenix in the second quarter, 35-26. So very consistent. They had 36 in the first quarter, 35 in the second quarter. And after, let's see, your high scoring guys in the second quarter was Powell, had 10 points in the second quarter, now to have a total of 14 points. Adebayo added 6 more points in the second quarter, now get team high 16. Hero added 7 points again to get up to 14. Let's see, Jaquez added 4 more points to get up to 10. And then our bench players really didn't do anything else, as Wiggins once again didn't score any more points in that quarter. Ware did not score any points in the second. Jovic had 1 free throw early in the second period, and Drew Smith came in just for a couple seconds as Powell was getting into foul trouble a little bit, and towards the ends of these quarters, they were putting Smith in for defense for like 1 or 2 possessions at a time here. So at halftime, a nice 17-point lead, but now we're getting to our dreaded third quarter. And again, it's not our back half of the third quarter altogether. It actually starts about that 9-minute mark is where we start to fail. And once again, it happened like clockwork. But before the familiar here, it started off, Hero made the first basket out of the halftime break to make a three-pointer. So we extended our lead to 20-point lead, our largest lead of the game at that point. And then from there, we started to relinquish a little bit, although Powell made a basket here and there to keep it at a 17-point game. So we're still right there. We had Davion Mitchell crash into a screen, really jammed up his shoulder, looked very uncomfortable, although he did come down and make one more basket before he ended up leaving, going to the locker room, was then ruled out for the rest of the game with about 9 minutes left in the third period. He did come back to the sideline on the bench, but he did not return to the game, which meant a lot of Drew Smith minutes, and those were our worst minutes, and they came mostly in this third quarter. We had the Suns go on a 13-0 run starting at that 9-minute mark. Once again, we had a timeout in one of those desperate plays here, and Tyler Hero jacks up a three-pointer, a bad three-pointer. When we're trying to stem the tide of a run from the Suns, we just get them a long rebound and a run out. We'd have Tyler Hero make a sick float shot from the baseline at 5 minutes left in the third period to keep the lead at 6 points, 82-76. And then Pelle Larsson got a long pass, a full court pass from Jaime Jaquez, again, to keep this at a 6-point game. Remember, we were by 20 points, though, just 6 minutes back or 8 minutes back or so. So with 3 minutes left in the third period, we were up by 6. Powell would do an awesome steal and make a three-pointer to get it to 5. Again, every time we're making this shot, it's after they've made 2 or 3, including getting some free throw attempts as well. And then we had the worst thing I've ever seen. Ed Malloy is one of the worst refs in all of basketball. In terms of foul calls throughout the game, I didn't notice anything too egregious and bad calls, but every time it went to the replay booth, I feel like they got it wrong. Maybe 2 of them were like, you kind of go 50-50, but both 50-50s went against the Heat. Maybe that's me being biased. As they took away 2 drawn charges, saying that they were floating a little bit into the player who completely crashed into our guy. And then they went to and then they called fouls on Pelle Larsson and Davion Mitchell at points in the game against Devin Booker, where no one touched him. This little poos, we're going to call him again. I don't watch Devin Booker a lot as he's on the West Coast team here. I was very unimpressed with his demeanor and his ability. If he doesn't get these ghost calls in his favor, he would have had an awful night tonight. And as we're coming down to the end of the third quarter, we're holding on to a 3-point lead, and this is where I see one of the worst calls I've ever seen. Again, calling it in real time is fine, but they went to the tape and still got this wrong. Let me show you here, right here. All right, so this is the last possession for Phoenix. Down. Let me just pause it to set the stage here. Down by 3. There's 6 seconds left. It's 92-89 in favor of your Heat here. Okay. They're swinging the ball. They're going to jack up a three-pointer.
Wants the 3. Came up short. And off the offensive rebound.
All right, so before we slow this down, just so you see the play there, it was an air ball. Mark Williams there? I think was the one who did that. No, actually, it wasn't Williams. It was someone named Dunn, I think. Or Goodwin. I'm not sure who it was. Anyway, a backup center snuck in around where. That's a little upsetting. It wasn't air ball. It's a little harder to, you're pushing the guy to the baseline behind the backboard and the ball comes right to him. But then, so he does get fouled as he's corralling the rebound. He does put it up and it does go in. And then they go to the tape to see, did the foul occur prior to the horn or not? Check this craziness out.
This is Gillespie. Grayson Allen wants the three, came up short, and off the offensive rebound, a score and a foul.
I think I've got one more time here. I'm going to pause it for you to see the timing here.
Grayson Allen
I apologize for the delay.
wants the three.
All right, so he gets the ball. It's in his hands right now with 0.3 seconds. If you look at the top of the clock and the side clock there, 0.3 seconds. This is when he's getting fouled. He's not even going up yet, to be honest with you. But okay, they're in the bonus anyway, so it doesn't matter when this foul occurs in terms of getting free throws or not. It's in his hand, 0.2. It's in his hand, 0. It's in his hand with 0. Guess what these guys did after a replay? I thought for sure they're going to come back. Foul occurred before the horn. The shot was shot after the horn. 2 free throws as they're in the bonus, regardless of the shooting foul or not. Not only did they they counted the basket. Did you guys see it was in his hand? It was in his hand with the buzzer off. Why would they count that basket? You don't get to, I started my gather before the horn goes off. It's when you let go of the ball. They looked at that and decided that basket counted, and he made the free throw and tied the game going into the fourth quarter. So we're here going into the fourth quarter. We are tied at 92. We were outscored 38-21 in that period. Again, there's a 13-0 run mixed in there as well. All right, now we're going to the fourth quarter, and this was crazy, interesting, scary, and awesome all at the same time. Actually, before we get into the fourth quarter, let me break down some of the stats at this point. Hero added another 7 points in the third quarter to get to 21 points, but he was shooting a lot more shots. He did have 3 turnovers, 3 assists, only 2 rebounds this time. Davion Mitchell is up to 9 points now. He did score 2 points in that third period after he banged up his shoulder. He did make a shot. Finished shooting 4 for 6 and 1 of 2 from downtown, but like I said, would not return. Did have 6 assists and only 1 turnover, did Davion Mitchell. Wiggins, after that great shooting night the night before, was struggling. Once again, scored 0 points in a quarter, 4 points for the game overall, 2 of 7 shooting, 0 for 3 from downtown. But he did add 4 rebounds, an assist, and a steal up to this point. Powell added another 6 points to get to 20. Now he's shooting 7 of 14 overall and 3 of 8 from downtown. And honestly, he had 5 rebounds, so he was actually doing a pretty good job down on the glass. And Bam Adebayo, this is the craziest thing, guy. He was leading our team in scoring at halftime at 16. Came out of the gate shooting 4 for 5, 6 for 8 at halftime. Only took 1 shot, and it was a 3-pointer in the third period. This is why I was giving Hero the benefit of the doubt all the time, but Hero took let me double check how many shots he took. I can find this out real quick. Hero took 8 shots and made 3, shot 3 of 8. Bam only shot 1 when he was our hottest player. He doesn't recognize, the ball was in his hands too much. It was in his hands too much. And he's always going to look for his shot. He's going to dribble the whole shot clock out until he gets where he can finally maybe try and get a contested shot off. I gave him the pass last year as he was trying to see if he could be the alpha with Jimmy Butler gone. But now this is 2 postseasons. Part of this year, when there's other people on the team where he thinks he has to take the ball, that's not when he's at his best. He's a great from the wing, 1 dribble cutter, because he can get the floater off over anybody. But when he's dribbling and all eyes are on him and he's got to go through 3 guys, it just takes too much energy. It's not efficient, and that's part of our downfall. Even though he was our leading scorer in the third period, it was our worst period by far. I'm not going to put it all on him in terms of the shots he took and made, but like just the amount of time he had the ball in his hands, because he doesn't really look to pass the ball. I'm not saying he won't pass for assists, but he's not looking to pass to swing the ball. It's pretty evident now by far. Hawk has added another 4 points in that third period to get to 14 points, and our bench is not really doing too much. Drew Smith had 2. Jovic didn't even get in. If he did, it was maybe 5 or 8 seconds towards the end. Larson only took 1 shot, made the 1 shot on a long pass, hit ahead for a layup, and Ware also did not score in that third period. So our bench was completely dominated in that third quarter. And a Hero, I really felt like stopped some of the movement on this ball as we were outscored 38-21. All right, now let's get to the very scary, the very fun part of this game, the fourth quarter. All right, we're going to the fourth quarter tied at 92-92. And with 9:13 left, the Suns take their first lead, at least in the second half here, 101-99. You've got Pelle Larsson with a nice drive and alley-oop to Kel'el Ware to cut them to get it to 101 for Miami, 104 for the Suns. That's with 8:16 left, so we're down by 3 with 8 left. And this is where I think the game turned for a multitude of reasons. We had a drive by Pelle Larsson where, again, that Mr. Poos, Devin Booker, fouled Pelle Larsson, and as they're going through, then he decided to shove Pelle Larsson because Pelle Larsson's been up in his grill the last few minutes, really making it tough on him. Again, if he didn't get those free throws all the time, he wouldn't have scored nearly as many points as he did not shoot well. Some of that thanks to Davion Mitchell, and a lot of that thanks to Pelle Larsson. The frustration of Senor Poos, Devin Booker got a technical foul. Unfortunately, Jaime Jaquez came in to try and defend his player a little bit. Didn't touch anybody, just walked up to the Suns players and said, you shouldn't do that. He got a tech as well. I hate when they bail out and give double techs when one guy shoves somebody and the other guy just comes in and says, don't shove my guy, please. He literally didn't touch anybody, did Jaquez. But Ed Malloy, the worst ref in the game, one of the worst refs in the league, called a double tech, so we didn't get a free throw out of that. But nonetheless, at that point in time, it was 7:37 left. We had the double tech, and also we subbed out our worst players. We subbed out Hero. I'm not saying he's our worst, but we subbed out Ware, Hero, and Drew Smith, and brought back in Powell, Bam, and Wiggins. And this really turned the tide. As from here on out, we really took over here. We had a nice shot from Powell to get the deficit down to 3, 103-106. Then a steal and a slam from Bam to cut it down to a 1-point game, 105-106. After Phoenix scored, Bam gets a putback dunk. So back-to-back dunks for him to score here to get to 107-108. But unfortunately, over the next minute and a half, due to some free throws and three-point plays, Phoenix Suns extend to their largest lead of the game. Suns are up by 6 points with 3.5 minutes to go. It's not looking good, guys. We know how our team can sometimes have a hard time closing out games, but Bam would not be denied. After getting those 2 dunks and the last 2 scores, he added a free throw in there as well. So he has our last 5 points, and then he hits a long 2 in the corner. I thought it was a 3, but it was a long 2 to cut it down to 114-110. So that is now 7 straight points for Bam Adebayo. Then we come down again a minute later. He hits a 3-pointer. We held them over the span. So now we're down by 1 point, 113-114. That's 10 straight points for Bam Adebayo from the 6-minute mark down to the 2-minute mark here. And then the very next time down, we held him again. Bam hits another 3, 13 straight points, including back-to-back 3-pointers. So he went dunk, toe on the line, 2-pointer, 3-pointer, 3-pointer with a free throw mixed in as well. So we take the lead back with 149, 116-114. And after a basket by Phoenix to tie it at 116, Powell makes a nice cut and gets a pass from Jaquez here to give us the lead back 118-116 with 112 remaining. Once again, they make a basket to tie it at 118. And we come down again with 48 seconds, and Powell hits a huge 3 in the corner to get us our lead at 121-118. I just want to mention here just our last 5 shots here. A Powell 3, a Powell cutting a free throw jumper, a Bam 3, another Bam 3, and then the Bam long 2. All of those baskets were from assists from Jaime Jaquez. You know who did not touch the ball at all in that stretch except to swing the ball once or twice? Tyler Hero. He's out there as a spacer, as a threat, keeping the defense honest, but he did not dribble the ball, and it was a concerted effort because when he got the ball, he made sure to give it right back to Jaime Jaquez. Thank you, Coach Spo. Thank you, Jaime Jaquez. Thank you, Tyler Hero, for accepting that as Jaquez was the main man. He drives in with reckless abandon, and I mean that in the best way. If no one double teams him, he's good enough to go over and score over the one-on-one, but these guys were crashing. He was getting doubled and tripled in the middle of the paint, and he was just spraying out to Bam three times, and to Powell once on a cut and once on a corner spot up. And all of those passes by Jaime led to baskets. So now we're up 121, 118 with 48 seconds left. I think we stopped them, got a rebound, and then they fouled Wiggins, who made both free throws. Nice job by Wiggins, who was really struggling tonight on the field, missing almost all of his shots, but did make those free throws. They did make a three to get it close again, and then I don't know I think we missed the basket, so I think they were down by 4, between 3 and 5, with about 20 seconds to go. Dillon Brooks fired up a three-pointer, missed it, but in his best Marcus Smart impersonation, as he's going in for the shot with one arm, grabs Wiggins and pulls him with the other arm. They call a flagrant offensive foul on Dillon Brooks. So we get 2 shots in the ball. The foul was on Wiggins. Wiggins made both of those free throws again. As we inbound the ball, we get it into Tyler. They foul him. He gets his only 2 points of the fourth quarter. His lowest scoring quarter of the game was our best quarter of the game in terms of clutchness. So we extend the lead there. And then we just made all our free throws at the end. And the final score here tonight, after scoring 35 points in the fourth quarter to their 29, the final score was your Miami Heat, 127 to 121, in a very impressive victory, especially by Bam Adebayo on a personal not a 13-0 run, but he scored 13 straight points for your Miami Heat. And they were all impressive shots. He was so fired up. We're going to show you a little later these actual rundown and the actual plays here, as it was just really fun and really hyped here. All right, let's break down our final scores here. Tyler Hero finished with 23 points on 8 of 18 shooting, 2 of 8 from downtown, had 4 turnovers, finished with a +4. Davion Mitchell left very early in the third quarter, finished with a +9 on those 9 points and 6 assists. Wiggins really struggled, finished with 8 points as he made those 4 free throws, shot only 2 of 11 from the field and 0 for 5 from downtown, but did contribute 6 rebounds, 2 steals as well. Powell, monster man at 27 points, including 7 points down the stretch in the fourth quarter, shot 7 of 14, 3 from 8 from downtown. Is that right? 3 for 8 from downtown. Excuse me. 5 rebounds, a +13, a team-high +13 for Norm Powell. We'll explain why that happened a little bit in a second as well. Bam Adebayo, 29 points, 13 in the fourth quarter, shot 11 of 15. Way to go, Bam. Way to go. 4 for 6 from downtown, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, a block, only 1 turnover at a +9. Jaime Jaquez, +10 off the bench, 7 of 16 shooting. 0 for 4 from downtown, and honestly, every shot he took from downtown was the right shot. It was a swing. He was open. You got to take it. He just missed them tonight. 4 rebounds, but 8 assists for Jaime Jaquez. No turnovers, and he had a block shot as well. We had Ware, didn't play a lot tonight. Was very efficient in terms of offense. Had some moments. Still got beat. We saw that buzzer put back where he got the foul there, even though the shot shouldn't have counted. But Ware finished with 10 points, had 5 points in the fourth quarter. He started the fourth quarter off with a 3-pointer, got that dunk jam on the pass from Pelle Larsson there. Shot 4 of 6, 2 for 3 from downtown, only 5 rebounds. He did finish with a -3. And Larsson, our unsung hero, his box score does not show you how important Pelle Larsson was tonight. He had only 2 points on 1 of 1 shooting, had 3 rebounds, 2 assists, but he had no turnovers. He was a -2 because he was in there with the bench guys of Drew Smith, who was a -19. He was awful. He had to come in. He came in early in the game for a little bit as Powell was in foul trouble. He came in once Davion Mitchell got banged up, and he was doing a little offense at the end there for Powell, who had 5 fouls in the fourth quarter, so they didn't want him on defense there as they needed him for the offense. So, but Drew Smith really struggled here as Gillespie was taking his lunch. Jovic only played about 6 minutes, 0 shot attempts, made 1 free throw, came in for 4 minutes or whatever it was, and had 2 turnovers right off the bat. He did have 3 rebounds, however. So our only plus bench player was Jaime Jaquez. All of our starters were plus, and Spo did it. He shrunk down the bench minutes tonight, also changed when he put them in, as he had Powell play the entire first and third quarter. Big time. Even though it backfired a little bit in that third quarter, I like the fact that he made an adjustment here. So a great win. All right. Great win. All right, guys. With that being said, we're going to get into our replays and breakdowns for today. All right, guys, here we go. Our first play here. This is early in the first quarter here in a close game here. You got Wiggins working, poke back, gets it. And this is what I like about this play here. It was the quick pass by Hero. I'm going to pause it real quick so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And we're going to talk about another player that we noticed that doesn't make the quick pass. All right, real quick. All right, so we have the breakaway here. All right, you got Davion Mitchell, throws it up to Hero just across the half-court line on the top of the screen here. He knows exactly where he's going. He knows he's going to Wiggins right when he touches the ball. No extra dribble, no delay on the play here. Just gets it and passes it right away. Not like Jovic, who takes 2 dribbles, then looks and will throw it to him as he's already passed the rim. So a nice play there by Wiggins and a run out as well. Nice crossover dribble by Davion. Gets the back cutting Hawkes for the jam down the baseline. Extends the lead here up to 11 early in the second quarter as your Heat are starting to cook. This is a good play here. Davion Mitchell, we mentioned earlier, did lead the game here, but he was dishing, especially early in the. He had 5 assists in the first half, 6 as he left early in the. This is another one where he swings it over to Powell, who hits the three-pointer. And that's his first three-pointer of the game. He was 0 for 4 in the first quarter. Makes his first one there with about 4-5 minutes to go in the second. Another start out here. That's the same play. So that's his first one with about 4:45 left to go. Our next play also starts out with Davion Mitchell leading those charge here as the top of the point guard here. Goes in, gets a little pocket pass to Bam, who swings it back over the same exact spot for Powell. Back-to-back three-pointers in the 4-minute span here. 4-minute mark of the second period to get our lead up to 12 points, our biggest lead at the moment.
Powell wide open. By 17 as we open the third quarter. Bam getting right back to the work.
All right, Bam gets the middle. Another swing by Mitchell here. A step over dribble, a little contested, but Hero makes his 3 right there. But that's the start of the third period. Gets to 20 points, our biggest lead of the game at this point. Gets it by 20 points.
Fires the 3 with duress. He drained it anyway. 17 points for Tyler.
All right, just a couple minutes later, the lead is shrinking down to 15, but we got Powell, takes his man off the dribble, no help from the bottom here, gets the reverse lay for Powell to get this back up to a 17-point lead.
Tipping it in with the left hand. Powell on the reverse went under Williams.
But this is about the time where we start faltering quite a bit here. It's already down a 4-point differential. Only 4 minutes have gone by.
Here.
Although Hero has a nice teardrop high over the glass, over the outstretched arms of Mark Williams. I didn't like Hero's game tonight, to be honest with you here, but this is just too pretty of a shot not to show you guys. There's a little step over. That's probably a travel. It's probably a travel, not going to lie, but nonetheless, a pretty shot nonetheless.
Miami gets it back with a 4-point lead. Look out!
Oh, Pella, this is off and out of bounds. They were arguing with the refs as they were arguing who the ball went out on, and Jaime got it and just threw it all the way down. This is Pella's only make and take of the game. He was 1 for 1 on that layup right there. Jaime goes down the highway down the right lane over 2 defenders.
Here comes Jaime. Oh, right down the highway. Under 2 minutes left in the third. Oh, the lead pass was.
Oh, watch this sweet dribble and pull up by Powell. Skip. He did this about a week ago, except he did an extra crossover snapback dribble. It's the same exact move without the snapback as he picks up the ball with his right hand and shoots it. This little right to left behind the back to a secondary crossover and just pulls up and Grayson Allen's face. Take that, Duke boy. Jaime, oh, I like this one. Watch Larson just, ooh. I don't like to curse on this show. Oh, I need to pause this one. This one is really fun for there's a couple things here. One, I don't like to curse on this show, but after watching this game, Devin Booker is a puss. I'll stop right there. He is a little baby cat. This guy is so high on his own supply here. But watch Pelle Larsson. First of all, Watch Pelle Larsson driving hard, give him the cold shoulder, the iron shoulder, the old Dragic move just goes in. And before you see that, I also want to notice Ware on the outside here. He's on the right wing. The thing I want to notice about him is usually he stays in the dunker spot, but he knows Pelle has an eye for Ware. And when he sees Pelle driving, he sprints in from the three-point line to catch this lob. This wasn't one of his lobs where he's just standing there like he normally is. He sprints in from far away to catch this lob. So we got Pelle with a baseline drive, the iron shoulder into Mr. Poos Booker, who puts him right on his butt, and then a hard dive cut by Kello Ware, while Pelle Larsson hits him in stride for the jam. Just enjoy all three parts of this play.
Gillespie with 13 points tonight. 9 straight for
Cold shoulder, hard drive. Bam. Threw it to him on time when he was in space. Perfect. All right, Jaime with a nice back cut here. Oh, that's Powell all the way from the top. Uses that high screen from Bam Adebayo and does that Dwayne Wade tight overhand crossover here. Look at this. Oh!
Bam set the screen. That's like an offensive.
It again attacks Mark Williams to the basket. All right, now we're in the fourth quarter here, guys. We're down. This is when Bam starts his run of 13 straight points by himself. Gets it down to a one-point game with 6.5 minutes to go.
Bam with the steal. Look out below.
This is also, we mentioned it before, this is when they took out their weaker subs and brought Powell and Bam back in.
Suns ahead by 3. Wiggins on the move. Bam crushed it.
You could hear Bam screaming on that with the put-back jam.
Booker able to get to that fadeaway is really good touch falling back.
So we just had the dunk to get to 105, 106. Now he has a second dunk to get to 107, 108. We're trading baskets right now, but it's all Bam. Now we're down by 6 points. This is our biggest deficit of the game right now. With only 3.5 minutes to go, they've increased the lead from 1 to 6. Bam on the edge here. Oh, so nice.
Hope still alive for the Heat. Another guy who is combustible on the offensive end. This is the biggest lead of the night for the Suns.
Unfortunately for Bam here, his toe was on the line, so this is a two-pointer to get it down to 4 points, not down to 3 points. All right, I want to mention one more thing here real quick before we get into the next play. I want you to notice, we probably already had a couple here. I want you to notice the rest of this fourth quarter. You know what? I'm going to spoil it right now. Guess who's not touching the ball? Tyler Hero. Listen, I like Tyler Hero fine, but I do not like when he overhandles the ball. And this was all Jaime Jaquez handling the ball. And he had 5 straight assists on 5 straight baskets in this span. So we've learned some lessons, and I love that right now. I thought this was one of our best reaction games, learning from some mistakes. Once again, Jaime, this is off an offensive rebound, dribbles to the middle, little stuck, finds Bam notes. There's one other thing I want you to notice on this play, even though it was out to Bam, which is he's on fire right now. Look at Pelle with his hands up on the right wing. I'm not saying he should have got the ball. He is open. My point is he is ready. This is the problem with Hero. He wants to make the last shot so bad that he'll dribble and try and find the last shot instead of just being available to hit the open shot at the end of a shot clock when needed. I know he's a better ball handler than Pelle, but look, Pelle's ready. That's my point. This is going to be a late in the shot clock. This is a big part of the game, and I guarantee you if Pelle would have caught this ball, he would have fired that shot as he was open at this point. So, but because he's open, the defense has to react to him, which is what lets Bam open. Again, if I'm the defense, I'm probably shading over to Pelle instead of Bam for the three-point line here, although Bam was a little bit on fire. So my point is Pelle being ready, being available, also being willing to take that shot. He didn't have to. He didn't get the ball. My point is he would have taken that shot. I can guarantee you if he got the ball. But by all those factors here, it left Bam open to keep his magical night going.
Three-point shooting. Jaquez with 8 on the shot clock. Bam for 3. Got it!
So Bam hit the long 2 to get it to 110, hit a 3 here. So we just had a 5-point run here to clip to a 1-point game. Once again, no hero. This is Jaime dribbling. Bam, no hesitation. Another 3. That is 3 straight long baskets for Bam. 8 straight points. He actually had 13 straight points overall to take the lead, our first lead of the since the early fourth quarter. Wow, wow, wow. 149 left. Bam. That's another three. Amazing. And then he turns it over to his good buddy Powell the rest of the way. But nonetheless, look who's handling it. It is not Tyler. It is not Tyler. We have to focus on this. This is Jaime Jaquez running the offense, making the decisions. A great slot cut to the free throw line by Powell. Ready to catch and shoot. Tyler never touches the ball. And again, I don't want to say that he's our worst player, but I'm saying he would have forced that shot up while Jaime is just waiting to see if there's one man on him. Jaime's not afraid to shoot that. But when the help comes and you've got guys cutting, knowing they might get the ball here, better things happen here. Tyler did touch the ball, gave it right back to Jaime. This was a concerted effort by the coach. Drive by Jaime, out to Powell. Huge three to break the tie with 48 seconds into this game. Wow, wow, wow.
Powell, corner three. Kaboom!
And this game was not over yet. Man, 118 as both teams are scoring down the stretch here. But Powell with a monster dagger three. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And with that, your Miami Heat was able to seal the deal, making all of their free throws down the stretch. Wiggins, who had an awful shooting tonight, however, did make all 4 of his free throws down in the clutch there. Tyler Hero made 2 free throws as well as the Suns did make a three-pointer to make it just interestingly enough here. And then an awful dumb Dylan Brooks as he shot a three-pointer, missed it, raked Wiggins down on the arm there to try and draw some sort of foul, Marcus Smart style. Got called for the flagrant foul, so we got 2 free throws and the ball, and then where we got fouled once again, and Tyler Hero made it. So that was a 4-point swing right there to get the 3-point game up to a 7-point game, and then they made another, and then we kind of traded from there. And got to our final here of 127-121. Your Miami Heat improve to 21-19, still in 8th place, but closing the gap there on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's do a couple of final totals here in this game. Your Miami Heat was able to cut this one down in terms of turnovers. They have had 20 or so the last 2 or 3 games, only 12 turnovers tonight, 28 assists, 13 on 38 from three-point land. So that's just over like 33.5%, give or take. They had 41 rebounds on 9 offensive boards. They had 31 bench points. This game was not perfect by far, guys, as we mentioned before here. Some Phoenix Suns total here. They also only had 12 turnovers, but only 22 assists as they shot pretty poor. They shot 14 of 48 from downtown tonight, but they had 48 rebounds, so only 7 more total rebounds, but they had 18 offensive boards, 9 more offensive boards. I wasn't able to find the actual second chance points, but I just, from memory, saw at least 6 or 7 baskets that were putbacks on offensive rebounds. Their bench pretty much matched us. They outscored us by 2 points, but a lot of that came from Grayson Allen, who had 25 points. But here's the thing I want to mention here. Well, like I said, we had 92 shots. I don't know if I said that or not. We had 92 shots, and they had 102 shots. And that's not including the fact that they took more free throws. That's because of all those second chance points. We didn't turn the ball over. That was on offensive rebounds that they got an extra 10 shots up. So there's still some things to clean up here by far, but an exhilarating game. Now we just have to clean up that 8-minute stretch in the third quarter from that 9-minute mark down to 1 minute or so. A couple other things I want to mention here. Your top players here for the Phoenix Suns. Devin Booker had 24 points, but did not shoot well as Pella was in his space all in the second half here. Shot 6 of 19 from the field, only 1 of 5 from downtown, but he did have 9 rebounds, 9 assists. He was flustered a bit with 4 turnovers, got a technical foul as well, but he did shoot 11 of 11 from the free throw line. Dylan Brooks, I felt like he was shooting out of his mind, but as I look back now, he took a lot of shots. He scored 25 points on 11 of 24 shooting, which is okay, but 1 of 10 from downtown. If he would have stuck with that mid-range, he would have been a lot more efficient. And Grayson Allen seems to be a heat killer at 25 points, 9 of 19 from downtown, and 6 of 14 from three-point land. Grayson Allen got up 14 three-pointers. My, oh my. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you for joining me once again. Your Miami Heat take this one down in exhilarating fashion, 127-121. With that being said, guys, may you please make your free throws. May your coaches' challenges be successful, and we will see you next time.